Assalamu alaikum. It's me, Imran Ahmed, mentor rigorous English. You know very well that I'm working for English language skills for our student and professionals. And English language skills, one of the important part for English language skill is spoken English, which is very lucrative offer for all the student, all the people would like to speak in English. But from my point of view, I believe in English. Spoken English is not all about the speak. It's all about the right vocab choice, what would be the right vocabularies, and same time it need to knowledge about the subject matter. If you know the subject matter very well, then if you have the fluency, you have a right sound, you can change anything in your life. All right, so from that point of view, I would like to know one of our student, Shayan Ahmed, and he's going to talk about something climate change, and he will show it up that how vocabulary, knowledge, fluency and sound is important for a spoken English. Let's go for it. Hello Shayan, how are you today?
Thank you, sir, for giving me this opportunity to speak to the audiences. Also, I hope you're fine. I'm also doing fine today. So today, I actually wanted to talk about global warming, more about the climate change, which is rapidly happening at a very high pace at this moment. If already never been known or to date that global warming has become a very devastating phenomenon around the entire world, because due to the global warming scene, the temperatures of the entire Earth's atmosphere has risen by 1.1 degrees Celsius throughout the last 2 centuries. Well, to you it might seem like a very small number, but however, considering that global warming is going on and on and on for centuries, ever since the start of industrialization, this has diverse effects over the biodiversity and ecosystem of our entire planet, including all the terrestrial animals as well as the marine and aquatic animals living inside water bodies. Because due to global warming, ice caps all around the world are melting in the North Poles and the South Poles. Polar bears, seals, and penguins are losing their home, and as a result, they are being forced to migrate to other unknown environments, such as a forest or a saltwater water lake or something, which is a type of environment which they have never been familiar with. And they always end up in a very dangerous situation, and as a result, these species are, in many cases, they go extinct because they're unable to adapt to that environment. And this is just one of the many reasons of results of climate change. But what actually causes global warming? Well, it is due to the increase in greenhouse gases. And greenhouse gases, some of these examples are carbon dioxide, methane gas, and argon. These harmful greenhouse gases are a result of us human activities. Ever since the start of the Industrial Revolution, humanity has been using and burning huge amounts of fossil fuels, and these burning are causing huge amounts of carbon emissions into the atmosphere. And these greenhouse gases that I've told you about, these act as almost like a protective layer, a blanket, which absorbs all the moisture and heat which is incoming from the sun, and as a result this heats the entire Earth's temperature. And as a result, as I've already mentioned, the temperatures have already risen, and as a result there are much more unpredictable weather patterns, there are much more rainfall, and due to the ice caps melting, these melted ice turn into water and is causing a rise in ocean level. So it's not just us human beings and terrestrial animals. One of the biggest victims of global warming has to be the oceans. The oceans contain 50% of oxygen supply of the entire Earth and houses millions and billions of species of marine animals. We've only explored like 15% of the entire ocean, and the other 85% is yet to be discovered. So if this small 1 degree Celsius change in the environment can be devastating to all the marine fishes which are living inside these bodies, because they will struggle to adapt to these extreme temperature, and as a result they might end up dying. So this is actually what the global warming scene has come to ever since the Industrial Revolution. However, there are a few things that from on a personal level we can do in order to combat against this global warming, in order to prevent climate change from happening at a fast, steady pace. So one of these great aspects is to grow more trees. Trees are one of the most important ways that we can reduce carbon emissions, because trees use photosynthesis in order to take in carbon dioxide. They absorb it and then they exchange oxygen. They release oxygen via the process of photosynthesis. We'll get into those details later. And by this, more carbon dioxide gas is being taken in and more oxygen is being returned to us. That's a good thing for us. We need oxygen to breathe, and since we are cutting all the trees, deforestation, of course, as a result of cutting all the trees, so all the roads, the trees are being cut for roads, buildings, dams, and all that kind of jazz. These trees were a very important part to us, and therefore lots of carbon dioxide gas now remains in our atmosphere, and these just are a part of the greenhouse effect. So in conclusion, we can say that global warming is a very, very dangerous aspect that is growing even larger and larger in the entire world. Say that it's really important to take care of our country as a whole, because Bangladesh is also suffering from global warming. Just last year, I think Bangladesh broke its temperature record, being 41 degrees Celsius. And do you know the even worse part is the fact that we can actually break that record again in this summer. There is potential to that. So yeah, that's all I wanted to say.
Thank you very much. You might have heard it how the Chinese talked about the climate change and its devastating situation in our country and all over the world, and people are having sort of problems and how to eradicate such as highness situation in our country. So one of the important part in end of our session, I would like to really mention it, that English language is the way to develop your expressive ideas, but if you want to really make the ideas, you must have to have a vocabularies and the knowledge. So you have to read a lot. So that's for me today's session. We just show you up that how English language is important to show the world the best things which is our need. So thank you very much once again. Thank you, Shayan. Bye then.